Hi, welcome to this video. So this video I'm going to talk about solipsistic introjection. Now this is a part of the online disinhibition effect that I find quite fascinating really. It talks about, John Sula coins it as "it's all in my head." Interesting concept in itself. So etymologically, solipsistic comes from the 19th century, the Latin solus meaning alone and ipsis meaning self. So an example of solipsism is the idea that nothing else matters but yourself. So it's all about self, personal. But it's not the same as narcissism, because that's an obsession with self. It's about the individual, the self. An introjection is from the mid-19th century. Intro meaning into a pattern of projection. So the unconscious adoption of ideas, attitudes to others, that sort of thing. So the way John Sula talks about solipsistic introjection is quite fascinating really, because he talks about the fact that because we don't have the face-to-face communication, and it is all text-driven communication, we assign a voice or personal characteristics to the person we're speaking to, even if we don't know what they look like. So, for example, I thought this was quite interesting. So if you were having a conversation with your mum, for example, via text message, when you receive that text message from your mum, you will read that message in your mum's voice in your head. Which blew my mind at first, because I was like, no I don't, no way, absolutely not. That is not something that I do ever. And then I found out about this and I was like, oh my god, I do. I really do this. So you basically assign a voice and a character to a person, and if you've never met that person, your unconscious mind creates a persona, creates a voice, creates a visual representation of that person. So John Sula talks about it like this. He says that the online companion then becomes a character in one's intro-psychiatric world. That's incredible. So they become a character in your mind. And he says that people fantasize about flirting or arguing or confronting somebody about something, which I think is fascinating really, because we've created this persona, this person in our minds, and when we are reading messages from them, we read it in their voice. I think it's absolutely fascinating the way our minds can do this, and how we subconsciously do this without even thinking about it. The main points that I want to point out for solipsistic introjection are, one second, people may feel their minds are merged with the mind of their online companion. Reading another person's message might be experienced as a voice within one's head, as if that person's psychologically present, and the influence has assimilation and introjected into one's psyche. So that basically means you're reading it in your head with their voice. And voices are assigned to companions along with visual images, and people even assign behaviours and characteristics to their online companion. One thing that I did want to point out was a fascinating concept which I came across. And it basically demonstrates how solipsistic introjection really works.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream.
So before that even came on to say that it was Martin Luther King, you knew that famous quote. What about this one?
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Again, Neil Armstrong. Could have guessed that one. Ooh, this is a good one.
What's up, y'all?
Bugs Bunny. So as you can see, like, we don't need to see the visual representation because our mind puts the jigsaw puzzle together. Solipsistic introjection does work alongside dissociative imagination and dissociative anonymity and all of the other factors of the online disinhibition effect. But I think it's one of the most fascinating ones. That's solipsistic introjection in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. I do hope this video has been useful. If you've got any comments, questions, queries, just get in touch. Have a great day. Bye.